Hey y'all, so I hope you can tell that I am feeling some better. I just got through doing my apple butter, you can see on a different video, and we're switching over to Mexican now. This morning, I'm still having a few issues with my neck and shoulders, so I'm trying to be very careful. But I went down to the freezer to shop in my freezer to see what I might have for breakfast. I might have already told you this, I did a breakfast casserole and hash browns, that was easy. But I also saw beef enchiladas down there, and so I got those. I've had them thawing out. They're completely done. All I have to do is warm them up after they thaw out. But I thought I would fix Sweet Hunter some Mexican corn. I love it too. Now I actually like to do it in the shucks, especially if I grill it on the grill. This is fresh corn, and I'm fixing to wash it. So here's my beef casserole. All I have to do is warm this up. I'll probably cook it at the same time I do the corn. Right when I started the video, the hammerings started again. They were gone to lunch, the carpenters were. But I want to show you real quick while your corn is cooking. Now you can cook it on the stove and boil it, or you can put it in the oven. You can do it on the grill. That's what I usually do. This time I'm putting it in the pan for a few minutes and boiling it. Then I put it in the oven to hopefully get a little brown on it. But you'll need some mayonnaise. You'll need a lemon. Sorry if y'all hear the hammering, putting the shingles on. We're gonna need some chili powder, some cilantro, and I don't have any fresh cilantro, so I just use this, and when you mix it with the mayonnaise, it hydrates it. There went one of my apple pie jars, apple butter sealing, if you hear a pop. We're gonna use some garlic salt, and I like to use smoked paprika. Different people like to use different things, so whatever spices you like for your Mexican corn, I mean, play around with it. That's what's fun about it. Now, they call for a cheese that I do not know how to say. Let's see, C-O-T-I-J-O, Cotijo, I don't know. But I have Feta in my freezer. So there went another ping. If you like canning, you'll like that sound. So I'm going to use Feta. That's what I have. A lot of times I don't have what the recipe calls for, so I just use what I have. That's what's fun about being in the kitchen. I just heard another ping. So I'm going to put about 6 tablespoons, just guessing, of mayonnaise in a bowl. Another ping. Kathy, you hear that? I hope she's watching. She's the one that bought me these lids. Ping, ping, ping. I hope you can hear it. Again, that's my apple butter. I think I did about 6 of those. If not, it'll be fine. We'll adjust it to taste. If you don't want as much salt, you can use the garlic powder instead. And I'm going to use about a ½ teaspoon of this. Now, a lot of times people stir this right here up, and this is what they brush on the corn. I need my cilantro hydrated, so I want it to be in here, and I'm gonna put a lot, because if it was fresh, I'd put a lot. So I'm gonna put maybe 4 tablespoons, maybe 6. And I'm hoping it'll hydrate in that mayonnaise. It usually does. And I'm just going to stir that up. But a lot of people put that on after they brush their corn with the mayonnaise. But I like to go ahead and put my spices in there. So now I'm going to sprinkle some chili powder. And I'm probably going to do about a teaspoon of chili powder. I don't want it too hot. And then if it's not hot enough, I can always sprinkle some on the outside. Smoked paprika is not in any recipes that I've saw of Mexican corn, but I just love that smoky taste. I hope y'all can hear my pinging. Every one of them's pinging. That means they're sealing. My apple butter is sealing. So we've got that all mixed together. Now, I'm gonna leave my cilantro and my chili powder out, because after see, what I'm going to do is brush this on the corn. I'm going to roll the corn in this feta, or whatever kind of Mexican cheese you want. Then we're going to use a lemon. You're supposed to have limes. I don't have any. I don't even have the lime juice, which is very unusual. And I'm just gonna sprinkle this over the corn. So now we just wait for the corn to finish. Whew, this corn is hot. I've had it boiling. When I take it out of the boiler, before I put it in the oven, I want to cover it with some butter, some soft butter. And you can just kind of roll it around. It's gonna roll in it. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven for a few minutes just to get it brown. But I can't have corn on the cob without having butter. Recipe does not call for that. I just do what I want to. You can also put salt and pepper if you want to at this point. I kind of like to wait and see what it tastes like before I add that, because you got your mayonnaise, which has salt. You have, what else do you have in here that has salt? Oh, your cheese is gonna have salt. And so we don't want it too salty, although that doesn't bother me too much. So now these are going into the oven for just a few minutes to get them a little brown. If you're in a hurry and those are done from boiling, you can put it on broil, just swish them around a little bit, get them a little brown. If you don't care if they're brown, don't worry about it. If they're done, they're done. You can go ahead with the process. It's your kitchen, do what you want to. One of our friends got me a sign that said, what is it? Let me see what it is. It's my kitchen and I can fry if I want to. Thanks, Blake and Amy. They're the ones that got that for me a long time ago. I treasure it. It's hanging in my pantry. So I've got my corn out of the oven. I didn't let it brown at all, hardly, but it's hot and buttery, so that's good for me. So I'm gonna put it down where y'all can see it. We're gonna brush it with this mayonnaise mixture with the spices, and I'll show you what we do from there. So I put my mama's corn, she gave me these years before she passed away, little corn holders. They're old as everything. I remember them as a child. And then I'm just doing 2 pieces. I'm gonna freeze the other 2 for another meal. I've got my beef enchiladas in, and I'm taking my mayonnaise mixture, and I'm just gonna brush this on the corn real liberally. It is gonna be so good. Mexican, I guess, is our favorite food. I may be wrong, but I think it is. Besides beans and cornbreads, that's probably our all-time favorite. So that's all I'm doing, is just brushing this corn very liberally. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 2 pieces of corn. Now, this is a piece of wax paper, and if you have problems with it sticking to the counter, just always rub a little water underneath and it'll stick to it like glue. So all I'm gonna do is spread out some cheese and roll it around. And it's gonna stick to it because of those spices. Oh my goodness, don't this look good? It smells good. I want it very liberally done, and I may do it again because we're not quite ready to eat. I'm gonna wrap these in foil. Don't that look good? And then I'm going to sprinkle some more cilantro. Although this is dried, I'm gonna sprinkle some dried cilantro on there. Just put some of that right there. And I'm gonna sprinkle just a little more chili powder because this mayonnaise mixture didn't have the kick that I was looking for. I'll set this one aside and go ahead and do this one. Just roll it in the cheese. I love Feta. It's probably my favorite cheese. Y'all know we love food around here, that's for sure. And I'm just gonna do the same with this, sprinkle some cheese. Let me wash my hands. I've got the cilantro now. I'm just gonna sprinkle the chili powder on there. Looks like a big mess, doesn't it? Now what I'm gonna do is take my lemon, and this is your choice, your option. If you have a lime, that would be great. If you don't, lemon will be fine. That's what we're using. And I'm just gonna squeeze the lemon right on the corn. Oh my goodness. Smells delicious. Now all I'm doing is taking the cheese, the corn, it is lots of cheese, and I'm just gonna wrap this up. Now if you don't want to put the handles on it and you want to set it in the oven or something, that's fine, just don't put them on yet. It's not gonna be long till we eat. And this should stay nice and warm. You can even throw these in the crock pot in the foil and they'll stay nice and warm. It's gonna be good. So y'all didn't see me sprinkle the extra cilantro and chili powder on the ones that are going in the freezer, but I did. I actually did do the lemon juice on it too. But again, when you rewarm these, you might want to add more cheese, more spices, you know, however you want to do it. These are ready for supper, and our beef enchiladas from the freezer are in the oven, cooking, warming up right now. That's all they have to do. And that's what we'll have, beef enchiladas and Mexican corn. And it was so easy. If you don't use your freezer, even if you just have a small freezer, take one shelf and start using it, because today I didn't feel like cooking. And I went down there and I shopped in my freezer, because I have a big freezer downstairs. But you don't have to have a big freezer, just have a small freezer and utilize it, and make a couple of extra corn on the cobs. And you didn't even have to spice or do the cheese on this. You could have left them plain, and that could be for a vegetable meal. And they'd already be cooked. All you have to do is thaw them and warm them up. It's fast food, y'all. It's fast food. I cannot encourage you enough to make something for your freezer every time you cook. Then on days when you have a day like I do and you don't feel like cooking, you can go and shop from your freezer, pull a meal out, make a little something extra to go with it. You got a meal. Y'all go cook something.